Guys, Dr. Craig Harrison here, and I had a question across our Facebook page just last week that I want to address in this little tutorial today. Now that question was all about winning and the winning at all costs environment that is becoming more and more prevalent in youth sport. So let's jump into a little piece here that will help explain why I believe that's happening and what we can do about it. And fundamentally, I think it's driven from two main things. Now we can look at this in four different quadrants. So up here, if we have achievement-based factors and non-achievement down here, external factors versus internal factors. So it's up in quadrant number one where all the problems come from. And there's two things that contribute to this. The first is being better than others. So we're very good at highlighting the outcome. We provide medals, we are using certificates, we are always having conversations around what the outcome looks like. Oftentimes, if we ask a young person how the game went, their first reaction will be something to do with the outcome. I won, I lost. And the second factor is this recognition idea, and specifically recognition from others. And so, again, it's something that we're highlighting. We're placing huge amounts of importance on that recognition that comes from being in first place, being better than peers, making the top teams. And what this does is it creates very much an external locus of control for the young athlete. So if they buy into these things that we promote as adults that are really important, and they set their environments up and the work that they do in order to deliver on those. So young kids are great at wanting to please parents, coaches, those adults that are involved in the environment, and so they're going to drive towards the outcomes that we actually decide that are important. So if this is where all the problems are coming from, the question is, what can we do about it? And there's three different things I want to touch on today. So if we move down to another quadrant here, where it's more non-achievement based factors, but yet still externally controlled. So the first is this idea of social engagement. So playing with peers, being with friends is one of the most important reasons as to why young people play sport in the first place. They love hanging out with their mates, working towards a collective goal, feeling a part of something. And so it's huge for us to understand that this not only needs to be attractive to get young people into sport in the first place, but it needs to remain. We have a terrible habit of taking away that collective type environment as things get more competitive. So thinking about how we can maintain social interaction in our young people's sporting environments is of utmost importance. Now, the second one that comes in this quadrant is parental involvement. So parents are crucial, play a huge role in the lives of their children in sport, and recognizing this and supporting parents to understand good behaviors and what they can do to really help their young person to progress forward makes a huge difference. And we've had a lot of experience working with parents amongst our AD environments, and I can definitely say that it's been well worth our while. So moving across into more the other two quadrants, and where the focus of control is internal, but yet still non-achievement, there's this idea of competitive excitement. Now, I love this idea because it's been around forever, and a great example of how it works is in backyard or street games, where kids will manipulate the environment and the rules and the playing conditions to promote enjoyment. So this is not about winning. This is about creating an environment for kids to play their best, to give great effort, and ultimately to have a whole lot of fun. So that team that's lopsided, that is dominating the other team in a game of backyard basketball or street soccer, the first thing the kids will do is they'll change the teams. Ultimately, they're looking for a game that is full of competitive excitement and that leads to more enjoyment. And finally, up here is another idea which is crucially important, and it's that of self-mastery. So one of the biggest reasons as to why young people play is to get better, is to challenge themselves, to level up, and to feel a sense of competence in what they're doing. And we know that a sense of competence leads to more confidence, which is a virtuous circle in the best direction possible. And so understanding what that type of environment looks like to promote self-mastery is a great place to be in order to switch the emphasis from winning to more process-focused environments. And so a number of different ideas that we can use to take the current winning at all costs environments to much better places, to create much more positive experiences for our young people, take the emphasis off being better than others, off recognition from others, and place it in one of these three different quadrants. So if you'd like any support, if you'd like to understand how to do this better, please get in touch by just clicking the link below.